Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. It's your girl, Star Flames, and we are back with another banging video. So, in this video, we're gonna talk about the possibility of Nicki Minaj getting arrested after her former manager has filed a lawsuit claiming attacks and abuse from Nicki Minaj. If you haven't seen that video that I did last night, I want to encourage you guys to please go ahead and check it out. It has a lot of information. So please check out that video and show your girl some love. Now in this video, we're going to dive into the new report that is now out suggesting that the police department is asking for criminal charges to be, actually it's prosecutors. They are weighing criminal charges against Nicki Minaj. Also, I read an article that suggested that the police department is trying to get paperwork processed in order to arrest Nicki Minaj. So I don't know what's going on because, to arrest someone on such claims that you don't know if it is factual, it could be the case that, something else is going on that is not available to us at this point. But let's get into this report because they're saying Nicki Minaj could face criminal charges for the incident alleged in her former manager's recent lawsuit. TMZ has learned. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ the Detroit police have sent a warrant request. This is what they sent. Yes, a warrant request to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office that is being reviewed to determine whether criminal charges will be issued. OMG. Now they're saying it will fall to the prosecutor to decide if they'll file charges. This all relates to the lawsuit Brandon Garrett, a man claiming he used to manage Nicki Minaj, filed on Friday, claiming she got physical with him in Detroit back in April of 2024. This is why at the time when Nicki was lashing out on social media about theft of her money, consistently bills being padded, she should have stepped forward first to take legal actions, if providing that this is the same person, because at the time she was telling the internet that her manager was taking from her while she was on tour. So I don't know if it's the same person, but they're saying according to the lawsuit, Garrett claims he was summoned to her dressing room after a show, and he says she flew into a rage when she learned he once sent someone else to pick up one of her prescriptions. Garrett claims Nicki repeatedly told him his life was over before striking him in the face with an open palm. He says Nicki then slapped his wrist, knocking documents from his hands. He's suing Nicki for assault, battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, and he's going after her for damages. Now, as per usual, they're always reaching out but not getting a response. Now, I have to say that Nicki Minaj doesn't sound like the person who would tell an individual that their life is over. He just doesn't know it as yet, because my reason for saying that is because no one had to deal with being blackballed like Nicki had to. For example, she hasn't won a Grammy. We know that unless the industry changes, she's not going to win a Grammy as a solo artist. She will win a Grammy for a collaboration because they don't want to sabotage the other artists, included in the song. But Nicki by herself, because she went ahead at the time that Whitney Houston had died, and she went ahead with a performance that she had already planned, irrespective of the fact that she was advised not to. So they wanted to show her how the industry rolls. They're like, you either bow at our feet or you face the consequences. And it's not just once that Nicki has, double cross. In this case, it's not even double cross. She just did what she thought was in the best interest of her to do as an artist. But she learned the hard way that the industry doesn't roll like that. You are literally a slave, and as such, she has pulled away somewhat. However, she's suffering the consequences like none other. So as such, I can't see Nicki Minaj telling anyone that your life is over. You just don't know it as yet, but you're over, because again, as I've said, no one has to deal with being blackballed like Nicki Minaj. She has been robbed. She has been sabotaged so often. I just can't see her doing or saying something like that. Like, it's not adding up. It's not making any sense to me, honestly. And when this individual said that Nicki Minaj, slapped him and she did all of this, like, Nicki Minaj is 5 feet. She doesn't even have an inch on that. Exactly 5. Right? And she's very tiny. And I'll have to see what this guy, Brandon Garrett, looks like, because I honestly don't believe him. And I'm going to keep it real. I do believe that she slapped the paper out of his hands. I do believe that she got hangry over, him giving someone else the option to pick up her prescription because, that's sensitive information. And I can see her getting upset over that and throwing a fit and throwing a rage. Not saying it's okay. I'm just saying I can see her do that. But I cannot see Nicki Minaj slapping someone, like a man in a jealous, in an upset rage like that because she's so tiny. And like, I'm thinking about how would she get up to his face? Like, I'm literally a midget and she's smaller than I am. And I'm literally almost being a midget by an inch. So just imagine Nicki, Nicki Minaj might be at that gentleman's knee because I'm going to look up this guy. Because I'm invested. I want to see his height. I want to see his frame. Yes, when Nicki has her goons in the room, she can feel more motivated and encouraged to do horrible things. When she smokes that weed, it can influence that behavior. But I cannot see her because she would have to either jump to get into his face because he's saying that she smacked him in the face. She's 5 feet. How would she get up into his face, especially if he's, maybe 5, let's say 5'5", even 5'5"? She would have to do quite a stretch. 6, she would have to literally jump. I can't see it. I just cannot see it. Boxing the paper out of his hands. I can see that happening. Getting angry and, all of that. But I'm going to look up this guy, Garrett. I have to know who this guy is. I have to see his height to see if it makes any sense whatsoever. But so far, I'm not believing all his claims. I do believe that some of it is false. We're in the era where prosecutors have told us to look out for more lawsuits coming from a lot of people against celebrities. And they are expecting more celebrities to be attacked in 2025. Some of the cases will be factual and the bulk of them, unfortunately, will be frivolous. So keep your eyes peeled and don't, drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink that Kool-Aid. Not everyone is guilty, and we need to start looking into the facts and not lead by our emotions. Don't let our emotions get the best of us. And that's all I have to say about that for this video. Let me know what are your thoughts. Do you think Nicki did it? I can't see it, but I want to hear from you. And while you're at it, and also, where can I find this guy? Where can I find photos of him? What's his Instagram handle? I'm going to look him up because I want to create the seed. I want to see if it's even possible because Nicki is literally maybe 4 feet 9 inches. They say it's 5. I've been looking up her height and her weight. This woman, she's a midget, literally a midget. I can't see it happening. She would have to climb on a chair. And he didn't say while she was standing on a stool, while she was standing on a chair. Like, I'm literally a midget and Nicki Minaj is literally half my size. She's literally almost non-existent. So I'm sorry, I just can't see it. Well, let me know. Thumbs up. Peace.